Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Let's Talk Stroke. I am your host and stroke survivor, Jerry Wall. And for those of you that are new, we started doing the show for quite some time, but bringing awareness to stroke, TBI, aphasia, brain injury, and also to provide a platform for all survivors to share their journeys from all across the world. And this morning, we have Tara Evans and Mr. Jerry Chapman on as a roundtable, and we're going to talk about a couple things. First of all, pretty much every stroke survivor, experiences a challenge with temperature regulation. So we're going to really talk about that. And so please sit back and please ask questions and make comments. And we appreciate it very much. So let's bring them on right now. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
All right. So how is everyone?
Doing good.
All right. And you guys know the topic, and I think the thing is, good morning, Kevin Harmer out there, and Colleen. Here. Hopefully, you guys see the comments. I love when you guys make comments and ask questions. But who doesn't experience temperature regulation? To me, the cold bothers me so bad on my affected side. Anybody else pop in?
I definitely have issues with regulating my temperature. I don't seem to ever have issues with the heat, but definitely the cold.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Absolutely. Jerry, you too, huh? Well, you're the opposite, isn't it?
I have a constant battle with the temperature on my left affected side. I can feel the pressure. It's because a bottle of water is supposed to be cold, right?
Right.
I can feel the pressure, but I couldn't tell you if it was hot or cold. I can't regulate the temperature on my left side. But a lot of the nerves are not working right, and same as my right side.
Right.
I can feel it when there's we got a humid spell, and that really gives me a bigger headache or whatever. It gets me tired, but cold, I'm just miserable always. So.
Yeah. The funny thing, I don't know if this happens to you guys on my affected side. I had poor circulation. Because my foot turns a little red. Does any experience with you guys or anybody else out there? Same thing.
Not offhand. No, it just feels miserable all the time.
Yeah.
But it doesn't turn color or anything. On my right leg, it does because of my heart. I had the blood vein harvested from my heart, and it gets a little infected. But other than that, so.
Yeah, absolutely. What about you, Tara?
I find that mine's generalized.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Interesting there.
Yeah.
John Prince, thank you so much. Yeah, my wife's birthday was last week, and mine's coming up.
Happy birthday!
Sorry, throw that out there. But yeah, it's the feeling the cold all the time for me is just they say reduce circulation, muscle inactivity, or nerve damage, and it doesn't go away easily. That they say.
It's so weird with me because my right side feels normal winter or summer, but this side, I look strange because I got a sweater on this side of because it's always cold, and this side's warm. My wife looks at me when I come to bed and thinks I'm crazy. But, she's not too far off, but the temperature is just. I'm not happy with the temperature.
Yeah.
No, Tara, you're allowed to smile, my dear.
Do you have nerve damage to that side, Jerry?
Yes, I do.
You do?
I take a lot of I think you call them nerve painkillers.
Like gabapentin?
Yeah, but
Okay.
she needs to change the dose or something because it's not really working very much, type thing. And just got to do something because sometimes it gets agonizing. I get severe headaches, which
Yeah.
it almost feels like daggers in my temple there. And she's still trying to fix that for me.
Yeah.
Oh,
And remind me, how far out are you from your stroke?
4 years, four and a bit, four and a half bits.
Okay. So you're about a little over 2 years further out than I am. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. And I'm just about 15, 14 and a half.
Yeah.
Well, who cares? I'm kidding.
Yeah, no, but it still bothers me.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. And it's difficult in this house because my wife is she loves the cold. So the air is on pretty much constantly.
Right.
But it's so hot here. So I understand. I sleep with a weighted blanket. So that helps.
Even where you live, because you live in desert country, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be 100 degrees out here, and it's at least.
Yeah, it's about to get pretty toasty where we live.
Yeah, and do you have your heat index where it's 95, but it really feels like it's 105.
Right.
So the humidity stinks, and that doesn't really help either.
Yeah. Well, see, like I prefer like you're saying your wife likes it cold. I prefer it to be cold in the house as well. So I have to bundle up because I've always, like we were talking before the show started, I have always been more on the cold nature side. But since the strokes, I find that I am cold all the time now. So I have to bundle up more following the strokes. Even when Brian and I and the boys go out, I dress, and it was funny because we were talking about it the other day. We went to run errands over the weekend, and when I was getting ready, when we were walking out, Samuel, the youngest, he commented, like, it's summertime, but I had a sweatshirt on and my leggings, and I just already know that I'm prepared that when we're outside, and we're going to go into, wherever we're going, I'm going to be cold,
Right.
So, I dress more appropriate for those times.
Right.
I know that when we're outside, I might be a little more warm, not like I was before, because it is hot down here. Like Jerry was saying, it might be 95 degrees, but it feels like 105. But it doesn't bother me like it did before I had the stroke. It doesn't feel like it's 105. I can tolerate it, whereas I couldn't before.
Interesting.
You want to say something, Jerry?
Oh no, I was going to say that what helps me is I always say, okay, I'm going to get a pair of gloves or thermal socks, because I'm so cold most of the time. But I think who said this? Stephen Albright, and for me too. I do feel better when it's cold, but not too cold for sleeping reasons.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you guys feel about that.
I have a question about that. You mentioned the thermal socks. Do you find that you have to have socks on to go to bed? Because that's one thing that I've noticed since.
Absolutely.
If my feet are always cold now.
Yeah, oh, definitely. Yeah, I always do. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
And it's not. I never used to before my stroke. I always wear socks.
Yes.
So
Two
Same.
Southern people
no-
and you're wearing wool socks to bed. Good Lord.
I never used to. Yeah,
I'm
I
as
mean,
far north as you can get. I'm telling
I
you.
knew you'd have something to say about that.
Yeah, oh my God. Socks in Texas and Mississippi, right?
Oh,
yeah,
Huh.
yeah.
it is. Yeah, it's
Well, dear, I'm cold. Let's go swimming, right? That's what she said.
yeah, yeah.
Just,
But no, go ahead.
oh no,
I
I
was,
just doing my share of teasing for today.
yeah, that's okay. I'm really good. Yeah, but the heat doesn't bother you.
Me?
Yeah, both of you. You don't get um, bothered by the
Not
heat.
like I used to. No, it doesn't bother me like I used to, like it used to.
My one side does. I'm cold here, this side, but I'm sweating to death on my right side. And I'm not even joking.
Wow.
So
Do you? Does
we'll figure
anybody
that
have?
out, Einstein.
Yeah. What about sweating? Anybody sweat?
I said,
I don't.
But let me comment on that if that's okay.
no.
I used to
No.
be, I used to be like really avid, really active.
Yeah.
I would wake up early in the morning and go and do what's called this burn boot camp and
Called what?
like work out. And I have not really been able to get back into the swing of things, so to speak. I have not been consistent, so to speak, in my workout routine. As far as, I try to walk here and there. When I do walk, I'm not really consistent as far as the time of day. So as far as sweating, I haven't really found that like when I do, the heat doesn't bother. Like it hasn't really affected me. The reason, I bring that up is as far as with that, my heart, I can't seem to regulate that. It jumps up like it's to like the
Right.
150s, 160s. Um, you know, just like within the last couple weeks, I can go out 12 o'clock noon and it's pretty hot here in Mississippi.
Yeah.
And I haven't noticed that I'm sweating, that it bothers me. And here again, I'm in a, zip up and shorts,
Yeah.
So, and I do fine. So, yeah.
Interesting. What about because I hear a lot of people have, when you like cold or hot, you get fatigued faster.
That's Jerry, you answer. I talk all the time.
No.
No. Hell, go ahead, man. You're the only one between the three of us making any sense. So,
I'll answer, but you jump in too.
Sure.
I don't know if there's a correlation with that. I am easily fatigued, definitely.
Yeah.
I used to be able to get up early in the morning. And I still do. And I could go all day. And I could do just nonstop for days, weeks. I mean, and never miss a beat. I find that my stamina is not what it used to be.
Yeah.
I am, I like to say, use this as a way to explain if um, if I can get good rest, my light is bright. Um, if my sleep pattern is disturbed or my sleep cycle, um, or if I just don't take breaks, which I'm not really good at, um, I'm just really foggy. Like even today, I've just been go 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 go.
Well, you're a nurse, right?
I am.
Then how tired can you be?
How tired?
No, I'm teasing, obviously.
It's. I think that that's for. I'm finding that as a stroke survivor, and I think y'all tell me if it's the same for y'all. That I don't know if this is this similar, but it's real easy to get fatigued quickly. Um, I don't know if it's due to the activities. I don't know if it's a combination of doing too many things at one time, multitasking, or I'm not really sure, but
Well, you're
I know,
you're 2 years out of your stroke, right?
not quite.
Okay.
March 11th of last year, but
And you've had 2 strokes, right?
yes,
Then it's perfect. Your brain's just trying to recuperate.
right.
I wouldn't feel bad about, you know,
No, I have found that I can bounce back emotionally, like as far as giving myself grace, like um, when I find that I get off track and the dots aren't connecting really good, when I'm having those days where I'm like, goodness, I missed I missed that. Um, that I kind of have that moment where, like, I'll give you an example. Last week, I didn't have a good day. And I kind of just had my pity party um, um, for a few minutes. And I said, okay, I knew that this was coming. I knew that this was a possibility. Um, I shed a few tears and I said, okay, it's over and done with. Let's keep things moving. And for me, that was really a defining moment in so many ways because pre-stroke, I would have never been able to do that. I would have just really honed in on that being a failure and kind of just gone down a rabbit hole and not been able to let go. Instead, I identified that that wasn't really the best moment, and that's okay. I'm gonna just say it wasn't the best, and we're gonna just say okay. And
so you can sense your down moment coming.
I knew in that moment it wasn't my best moment.
We're not,
And it's really strange because throughout my journey, I have been aware of I've been aware of everything, honestly, of so many things, and but yes, usually I'm very aware, and I was embarrassed, but then I said, you know what? I think I'm I think I'm doing pretty good for 2 strokes. I
Yeah.
think the fact that I can get out here and do what I'm doing um, is pretty courageous. And we're just going to keep things moving. And if I allow this to get the better part of me, then that allows me to fail. And I'm not a failure, I'm not a quitter. I wouldn't be where I'm at right now if I was a quitter.
no, you just got to give yourself a little time, though. Right?
Yeah.
2 years, you're just out of the gate, right? At 2 years time, right?
Yeah.
Like, are you like that when you got patients, right? You go see your patients, you're just not answering the phones all the time, right? When you see
Yes.
your patients, are you like that when you see your patients too?
Well, I'm not seeing patients right now. I'm just doing community outreach,
Well, which means what?
Yeah.
like spreading, like, I basically am just going to visit fire departments, and eventually I'll be learning how to do fundraising and writing grants. But that's a little ways off.
I
Yeah,
apologize.
but
I
when
thought
you,
you were still doing nurses' duties type thing. So that's
Well, nursing is so broad, so I'm going to be taking what I know as a nurse and my experience as a nurse and incorporating it into my new role. So, yeah.
yeah, you're doing great. I mean, like Jerry said, I mean, you're uh, not quite two
Yeah.
who's
years
that
out.
again, Jerry?
Um,
Like who said?
him, this guy. Yeah, no, I mean, like he said, is that you're doing great to do what you're doing, not 2 years out, and and you do. I think for me, if I'm busy, like what you're doing, the community outreach programs and all that,
Yeah.
when you're busy, I think your mind takes you away from that pity part of it. I don't
Right.
know if that's true, but for me, that's if I'm busy, I don't have time to get into a pity
Yeah.
party. So when I'm sitting here thinking, I'm thinking, God,
Right.
stop thinking
Right.
like that. That's
Yeah.
just me. But I just want to go back to one thing: is the cold. This what happens to me is if I start getting really cold, I can't walk real good. I have to really watch how I'm walking because I have to stop and you know, So that I don't know if anybody has that
Yeah.
happen to them, but I'm really cold. I start shaking.
Hmm.
I have clonus,
Yeah.
building up, and you got to be careful.
Does your weighted blanket, is it a warming blanket as well?
No, well, no, it's I think it's hard to lift, but it's about 20 pounds. That's what it's a
I
20
need to
pound
get one.
weighted blanket. Oh, that's the best thing I've ever invested in, and they're cheap. I got it on
Yeah.
Amazon, and but
I'm gonna have
yeah,
to find one. Brian's gonna be like, great, something else to buy for you.
So a weighted
yeah,
blanket, that going to keep you warm?
it does because it's thick, but it's not like a heated blanket.
Oh, something
I
you
know.
plug into the wall.
No, there's no
Yeah.
plug. You just
I'm just trying to get things straight. Let's go on. Don't have to hurt my feelings.
yeah. It's they're great. So actually, it was on Amazon, but it was a white elephant gift. You know what those are? Where you yeah, just say it's Christmas time, and there's everybody has to pick something, and if you don't want that gift, but then no one knows what the gift is. It's
Secret Santa.
I don't know why they.
That's what you
Yeah, saying that's right. We talked about this a long time
might
ago.
know.
Kind of, yeah, but that's how I got it. It was but it was from Amazon. But yeah, it's definitely worth the investment, and they're not expensive.
Yeah.
But I understand.
So what do you do in the cold, like in the winter months or the winter season, Jerry? Like you being in Ontario, like that could be
um, I'm mostly inside all the time
sure.
because we got some temperatures below zero,
Sure.
and I go out and I drive the car a little bit, but my what do you call that gate? Is it called the gate? Where my balance is terrible, and if I think I'm on ice, I'm like baby.
Oh, right.
And I can walk a little bit, but if I think I'm on ice or going down a slant, oh, I look so ridiculous. I'm trying to crawl my way down.
Sure.
But I don't know what it is. Something in my vision thinks that I'm going to fall or something. Right? And then it's naturally cold till I get inside. And I'm sitting in my chair, fireplace on. My regular side's okay. This side has a big blanket on me, and I don't know if you know, you get snowmobiles there in the States, and I don't know you.
Listen, if we get, Jerry can tell you, if we get a little bit of precipitation anywhere, like things like close down, like we don't know how to handle it, or at least we don't in Mississippi.
There's these things called snowmobiles. It's like motorcycles in the
So
snow.
we don't have things like that.
This big thick glove you wear to keep your hands warm. I'm inside, fireplace is going, covered in a blanket, big mitt on this hand because my fingers just freeze. So
Yeah.
I'm half and half. I'm half boiling hot and half freezing all the time. So
Oh, you said a snowmobile.
Yeah.
Okay, a
Yeah.
snowmobile. I know what
Oh, yeah, we all-
I know
everyone
what that
has
is because I have family in Canada.
oh, I'm sorry.
They have all yes.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah. It is tough. That just like I said, that whole stroke is not for the weak.
Can't
I
even
say that
teach you I need an interpreter. A snowmobile.
for me. Yeah, you do. But yeah, let's see.
Tara, I tried to send you a friend request after your interview. A friend request.
Yeah.
Okay. Where?
Facebook.
I'm not on Facebook. Hold on. I'm on Instagram though. I'm not on Facebook. I'm on LinkedIn and Instagram, and I'm under Tara Evans.
Steven, we're trying to get her on Facebook, pal. You got to help me.
I need to get on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I post all my stuff from work and my articles that I write on Dark Horse Press on LinkedIn. And I have all my stuff on Instagram about my family, and then I've posted some pretty vulnerable stuff about my stroke. I deleted some things just because it was really vulnerable, but I thought that it would be a good way. I figured if I was experiencing it, somebody else was experiencing it.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a big help to other people. They don't want to come out and say anything.
But at one time, my Instagram was private, but then I made it public just because I just figured, share it with the world. And I don't think that there's anything that's overly crazy or too wild. But after that second stroke, that frontal lobe stroke, it took me on a roller coaster ride. But I guess I need to just break down and get a Facebook page.
Yes.
Yeah.
Never mind the other guys. Just talk to me.
I'll eventually. I guess I need to work on that this week. So,
Don't worry about Steven. He talks to enough people. Just talk to me. It's okay. So,
but I am on Instagram, and my phone's right here. Let me see. If you do have an Instagram, and
look at Jerry's getting his pen and paper right now. He's writing it down.
Oh yeah.
in my Instagram is Tara Buckley RN. That's my maiden name.
Buckley.
Yes.
Tara Buckley RN.
There you go, Stephen. Oh,
And
I don't know if you know.
Find me on that. So
Absolutely. Easy to
That's
find.
all I need to write her on Instagram, and she'll go, "Oh no, I was kidding.
Yeah.
This guy talked me out."
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So what is there any other thing that we talk about on the heat, the uneven body temperature? I think that's a lot of people have. What do you call it? One side feels, very warm, and the other side very cold. And I think Jerry, you said
Yes.
that, didn't you? Yeah. Not me, just one side cold.
I don't experience that. I have the one thing that I do experience a lot is the numbness and the tingling.
Yeah.
A lot to my hands. But I don't have the one side, the unilateral.
It was really strange when I was in the hospital. You in the hospital, and they come around and they give you shots in the belly,
Mm-hmm.
bed sores, and everything like that. Is that what they do that for?
That's the blood thinner.
Yeah. On my left side, they could shoot me with a needle, and I could just feel it like both. But when you do it on my right side, where there's feeling, I can feel it. It's I'm numb, but I feel the pressure, but I don't feel the pain on my left side.
Huh.
I
So
feel,
so you have less sensitivity on that one side.
yes.
Mm-hmm. That's normal. Yeah, that's understandable.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Jerry, do you feel tingling too?
I'm not sure if I.
On my
I'm
right
not
side.
sure what you think I'm doing here, Jerry, but I don't know.
Yeah, my head, the tingling and
Yeah, sometimes. So
Yeah.
I feel numbness. In my face, it's this side, pain up here, but down here, always feels like I'm full of Novocaine on my right side of my face. I can't feel nothing. So,
you can't feel anything on one side of your face.
no.
I live in
There
Mississippi.
you go.
Oh, yeah, you can give me your
There you go.
address.
Or like the young kids say, the sip.
Is that what they
The
say?
sip.
No,
Wow.
on this show,
P.
on this show, we're old.
You are.
Says the guy who's going to reach 64.
I know. God, remember that. Coming up on 64.
That's young.
Yeah. But Jerry, I want to hear it. But yeah, it's
I just
coming
listened
up on
there and kiss
64.
up to you for some reason. I'm calling you young. So
That's a spring chicken.
That's right.
don't worry, Tara.
Absolutely.
We'll get you back on the show. You don't have to kiss up that much. He's
Listen, I started working and I've missed you guys.
fine.
Yeah. It's great that you're able to do that.
I'm so thankful. I really am
Yeah.
so thankful.
Yeah.
So, and especially to do what I'm doing, just because I've love the burn community and love this specialty, you know. So I'm thankful. So
That's got to be tough.
What'd you say?
Yeah. In the burn unit, really, your whole as an RN, is that your career?
yes.
In the burn
But you
unit?
know, if you can find something that you love,
True.
you know, and so this is just I'm just grateful that I've been given this opportunity because I can work and be able to utilize my experience in a different way. So I've just this is going to be a great opportunity for me, you know.
I know.
So
Yeah.
I love
You're
it.
awesome on this show. We love having you on this show. It's good.
I love joining. So excited to be able to be with you guys. So
Yeah.
very excited.
We
Yeah.
appreciate you being here and
Especially
sharing.
your insight on everything. With
Yeah.
Your experience.
Yeah.
You know, it's awesome. I'm just not saying it. We mean it.
Yeah. I get to go see Dr. Light today. Actually, I'm traveling to see her this afternoon. So she can take a look at my wonky eye.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you mentioned that. I know that because I know some people are here that if they're new, people, the glasses,
Right.
and there's a reason.
Yes.
She
So-
likes Elton John.
What now?
You like Elton John? Why the glasses?
Yes.
No.
I'm gonna be getting some new glasses here soon, I think. So, I've been having some additional issues with this eye, and so I've got to go see another doctor for some additional. I have nystagmus in this eye, which is also a result of the initial stroke.
What is that? Kara?
It's the rapid movement. I'll take these glasses. You might and look close. You might see it.
No, it's
Like if you look at me, it's like my eye, like
oh, okay.
like
Yeah.
the rapid movement, and like my eye gets real. It's extremely dry. So like when I wake up in the morning, my eye won't even open. Like
Really, do you have to wear you put eye drops?
no,
in?
surprisingly, I've not.
Wow.
Dr. Lott actually thought that I might have some retina issues and sent me to a specialist a couple months ago. And so I'm going to go and follow up with I'm trying to think. My mind's just gone blank.
Don't you hate that?
What now?
That happens to me all the time. I got
See,
Yeah, me too.
something-
it
things
happens
that-
to me too. It happens to the best of us, right?
Oh yeah.
Neuro-ophthalmologist. And I usually catch up if you just give me a second. So I've got to go see a new doctor that will address this newly identified issue. But I've got to get a new set of glasses that's supposed to hopefully correct the issue. But my eye gets super fatigued. Um, Sometimes it gets so dry, like it won't, like it's really difficult to open. Um, there's a lot of like I like to call baby issues because I don't like to make it a huge issue. Um, it's funny. I like to say that as a stroke survivor, we don't really, we get on here and we talk about what we go through, but I find that I don't really share a lot of things with my family, like Brian and the boys, just because they already have so much on them. So, you
Yeah.
keep it to yourself. Um, but so I'll go see Dr. Light, and then I'm not sure who I'll follow up with. It takes a long time to get a referral.
Oh,
Um,
yeah,
you know,
I do. It takes me a long time to get a referral from anybody.
sometimes it takes.
My eye specialist, and they call those guys who's charged of looking at putting a CT scan and everything. Neurologist?
Yeah.
It's a neurologist?
Neurologist?
Neurologist.
Yeah. I've only seen my neurologist once since my stroke. And
That's
What?
my doctor's been trying since December to get me in. And she says sometimes it takes about a year to get to see a
Oh.
neurologist. Do you know what
Yeah,
you
that's
mean?
pretty. That's
Sorry
Canada.
to interfere, but yeah,
Wow.
it's bad.
That's wonderful.
You've seen your neurologist once in 4 years?
Yeah. Mind you, I have had CT scans through my heart surgery because he wasn't sure whether he was going to operate because he wasn't sure how my brain was between my stroke and my heart surgery. But things are apparently good.
That's amazing. Every 6 months I see mine. And if I have to get in earlier, I can get in.
Jerry knows, and some people here know. I get tremors, right? Trying to, as they say, we'll see your neurologist. But trying to get to see him is like trying to get into Fort Knox. They just can't get that
Yeah,
somewhere.
that's crazy.
So I knew that it was delayed because, of course, of my family being in Canada. I had no idea that it was that delayed, especially with your history. So I'm gonna ask a question if that's okay. So
Yeah.
even with your history, you're not pushed. You're not pushed at a increased speed to have a follow up quicker.
No, I'm not
Wow.
pushed at all. When I had my stroke, it was right into COVID. Right? When I first had my stroke, I had to see my neurologist. I still don't know what it looks like today. I had an appointment with him over the phone, and
So telehealth, okay.
to tell him what happened. And he took all the CT scans from the hospital when I was in the hospital, and he was looking at them. Hang on, you all right? I hope I don't regress or anything. Not one of Jerry's guests or you have ever said no. It's been you get it usually right away.
Yeah, I'm shocked because I've had a lot. I mean, MRIs. See, mostly MRIs with contrast, CT, and without. I mean,
Do you
just
see your doctor very much?
everything.
Like, I see my family doctor all the time.
I never
You
do.
don't see.
I have a neurologist and a what's it? The other a doctor. The
Yeah. I, s-
not my. I don't have a primary. I have
yeah,
a
I see my cardiologist all the time. Thank God. Like, everything's running
Yeah.
great there. But you guys met me a few times. I'm not all there. Just,
yeah. Internal medicine. That's my primary,
So,
which is
so I
great.
have a follow-up question if I may ask you as well. So, like Jerry just said as well. So you mentioned CT scan. Um, have you not had have you had an MRI?
is that the big one? Where they,
So you would have a CT and then an MRI.
I'm trying to figure out what it is. Is that what the bigger?
Right,
There's a
right.
CP
So
and then
you would
a full body one. Is that the
so
full?
an MRI of your brain.
That's, no, I might have had one of them in the hospital when I first had my stroke.
Okay, right.
It's very interesting. I didn't realize all that because they kind of look the same, but they're a
Okay,
different image. But
Right.
you know, it's yeah. And I ordered. I had this one doctor on my show, um, Dr. Karen Sullivan, and she asked if I can get all my records. So I
Mm-hmm.
got all my records on a CD or a disc, and so I have.
well, I can't get them.
Wow.
I asked my family doctor, and she just says, just, well, I'm okay. You know,
Wow.
I can walk, but I get just the issues I'm telling you about. And I said this when I was at the stroke recovery hospital. Say I get certain issues, and the nurse proctologist, is it the nurse, head nurse, or whatever? They didn't want to
Practitioner.
bother the doctor because he was too damn busy chasing the other nurses down the hall. It just says it's just a stroke, you know. It, we don't know what to do about it. It's just a stroke. I go, oh, yeah. As long as I could walk out of the hospital and go up a flight of stairs, I was good to go. It's good to leave home or to the hospital. Rather. They love
Yeah.
you here in Canada.
Well, I will tell you, if I was your nurse, I wouldn't have treated you like that.
You
And
let me chase you down the hall, wouldn't you? No, I'm kidding.
I've been chased down the hall a few times.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, but not. No, they were nice. They were very nice though, but they couldn't tell me. I'd ask with my eyes. I had to get the prisms, but they sent me to a specialist.
Mm-hmm.
So I had you would be there, plus you'd be up there too. When I looked at you, right? There's two of you. I had double vision, and but they just said, "Well, it's the stroke." And how can he answer that, right? Says, "Well, why am I here?" You know, just
Yeah. Wow.
Very interesting.
oh, I'm doing okay. You know, I'm still breathing. I get up every morning. What else can I ask for, right? But this is the hospital. Some of the hospitals, like you and a couple of your guests say, they don't have a clue or they don't care. I don't know. But
Yeah. Very interesting.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. As Tara being a nurse, I mean, she knows firsthand. I mean, how you treat somebody, and if you're saying, Jerry, that it's she's just saying, it's just a stroke or whatever. But I want better answers than that.
well, I could
Yeah.
I could hardly talk. I didn't have a voice. The only person I felt sorry for was the eyes, ears, and nose specialist because it was a my voice sounds a little light hoarse now, right?
Mhm.
But I can hardly talk at all. And she's beautiful. She was the nicest person I've ever met. She would always come and say, "How are we today?" And I wanted to lash out. What do you think? I feel like I'm here. You know, I, but
Mhm.
I just groaned at her. I want to go back to that hospital sometime and just apologize for being an ignorant prick. I didn't mean
But
nothing.
you know, what people that specialize in strokes, um, any type of neurological, um, whether it be strokes, TBIs, anything brain related, um, they're aware. They're aware. Um, just like I attended a burn injury class the other day, and the doctor was talking about this patient, and so many times um, the emotional and psychological effect of those injuries sometimes are overlooked. And it's important for the nurses, the interdisciplinary teams to hone in on that particular aspect. And when you're taking care of patients, whether it be stroke related, whether it be a burn injury, whether it be a cancer patient, some days your patients are going to be foul. They're going to be foul.
Oh yeah.
Um, and that's where your compassion comes in. Um, and that's where, as a nurse, I have dedicated and I have to come in and say, you know what? I love your foul attitude. I love your foul attitude. And you may have a foul attitude today, but you know what? I'm going to love you through it, you know?
Yeah.
And you don't have to apologize for that, you know, because that was part of where you were that day, you know, just like how we've talked about. And I remember specifically the day that you and I were on the show where you told me, why are you apologizing? Why are you apologizing for something that you couldn't help? I had moments where I was apologizing for my foul attitude. You know, that's where we were in the process. Those nurses, those doctors, whether they were physical therapists, occupational therapists, they are trained to love you, to take care of you, to they're aware of those emotions, and it just sucks.
Yeah.
Nobody woke up and said, God, I want to have a stroke today.
Very true. It's
Thank you for that. That's very nice. Thank you.
You know,
absolutely.
so I get what you're saying. Like, you want to go back and you want to apologize. I get that. But where you were in those emotions, you had every right to be pissed off. Excuse my language. That's just where you were in your anger. And we all have to go through those emotions.
Yeah. No one talks about it though. I mean, I, I never knew that I was just being an a-hole, doing these things. But no one ever talked to me about that. I just remember the one guy came in my room and said, he just sat to be my friend. I didn't know
Yeah.
who he was. And I found out months later, he was there just trying to get to see where I'm at emotionally. But no one ever told me, they don't prepare you when you, at least for me, they didn't prepare me when I left the hospital, when I was finally discharged. No one said, hey, you're going to be a jerk for a long time, or, that's how I felt when I left. I mean, so now you go to the hospitals or go to the support groups and tell them, the emotions, you have to deal with this, but maybe you can deal with it in another way. I just,
Oh, you don't think of that at the time, though, Jerry. Like when you're lying on your bed, you think life just sucks. You're flying in your bed, and some sweetheart nurse comes and goes, "How are you?" And you're thinking about every nasty word you can think of.
yeah, you want to know how I really feel?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely. For sure.
Yes. Well, then you're right. So true.
Thank you, Colleen.
Very true. Wow. I mean, we could be going on for. I mean, this is a great conversation, so people can, put your 3 cents in. Everybody here, I love these comments too here, and Tara and Jerry, you guys are awesome. I appreciate you sharing your insights. This is touchy subject to reveal your feelings. On air.
Yeah, but that's why I feel Tara. She's strong enough to tell people.
Yeah. I mean, I know what you're going through. We're going through. The not all, but just a lot of the insights of stroke or brain injury.
That's the reason I think that this show is so important. I talk about this show all the time.
I read those comments.
What now?
I read those that you post on there.
Yeah, like whether it be in therapy, just in passing, like I really all the time, and because unless you have had a stroke or some type of brain injury, you really don't understand what somebody goes through on a daily basis. And I advocate it for the caregivers and the families as well, because they go through it as well.
Oh yeah.
It's something that I tell people about all the time. I'm like, watch Jerry's show every Tuesday and Thursday. I promise you'll get it's like the light bulb goes off, like, oh my gosh, I have found my people. This is my group of people. Like, they get me. Like, I finally feel like I fit. Like, the only thing that I say, like, I'm like, I know that I talk the whole time, but it's like I feel like it's the only time that I can talk. And I say that, not that I don't feel like I can talk here at home with Brian and the boys. I just sometimes I feel like my brain and my mouth still aren't on even playing fields.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I feel you can relate to us better sometimes.
right,
We went through basically.
right. You know, and it's hard too when you don't have it. I have to choose my words carefully. When you have a family that Brian and the boys are my family.
Sure.
But the family that I came from, that it's like, where have they been?
Mhm.
That's hard.
Mhm.
So, I they just don't understand. So, when I see people that struggle and people that reach out to me and ask questions, I'm like, okay, I don't have all the answers, but let me tell you, there is a community waiting for you, and it just this has just been just a wonderful experience for me. Um, so I advocate for for all of us for this show, Jerry. I just what you do, I just can't thank you enough.
Well, it's for all of us.
Yes,
Uh, but yeah, it's a it's a journey we all go through.
for sure.
You said it's nice to have some people that we could talk to that kind of
Mhm.
understand us, that understands what we're going through.
For sure.
Yeah, it's absolutely. Well, I appreciate it. Uh, Everything. So thank you guys for, as usual, to be here and sharing your journey, stuff that we didn't know. Jerry, I didn't know some of the stuff. I thought I knew you real well, and I've learned some things. No, they're good though. But
Oh, like,
and Tara, thank you so much.
Yes, we definitely get each other.
Yeah, absolutely. So I know it's been over an hour, but I appreciate it. Um, so I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And any other last comments? And I appreciate all the comments here too.
I can't wait to see you guys again.
Yeah, absolutely. Feel free any Tuesday and Thursday. You just let us know. And but yeah, so and look forward to we have coming up. Okay, when you have a little aphasia, kind of Dr. Karen Sullivan. She's a neuropsychologist. And I talked to her yesterday, and she'll be on the show in August. Which, if you've ever never seen a neuropsychologist, look Dr. Karen Sullivan up on YouTube. Check it; she's pretty amazing. So, anyway, any other last comments, you guys?
I'm just
I
good to
love
see
you
both
guys.
of us. What was that?
I said I love you guys.
Love
Love
you
you
too.
too.
Absolutely. All right. Well, Jerry, you were going to say something. You forgot.
Part of the game, brother. You know
Yeah.
what I was going to say.
Sounds good. Well,
It's happening more than we ever know now, too. So.
yes. All right. Well, see you guys and have a great rest of your day. We'll see you the next time we see you.
Sure.
Have a great day, you guys. See ya.
Y'all too.